Hello, Internet. I think it's time we got to know each other better again. So I'm going to be answering some Twitter questions from you, along with my two fine guests today, Erika and Becca, who don't know what the questions are. I know what they are because they were sent to me on Twitter. You can, of course, catch me on @KimHorcher or @NerdAlertTYT. These two lovely ladies will reveal their Twitter handles in a very short amount of time. But let's jump to the first question. And that comes from Kevin Moreno, who asks, who do you think would be a perfect fit for the Punisher? I'm going to keep it short and just say Tom Hardy. I think he's the right build, I think he's the right acting skill, and I think he could really handle it.
Yeah, he's said he wants to be him in a Netflix series. That'd be exciting.
I mean, just give him what he wants.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Clive Owen. It's the jaw. Also, we know he's a total badass. If any of you seen Shoot 'Em Up.
Who do you think, Becca?
For Punisher, I know he's already in the comic book universe, but I love Chris Pratt for everything. I know he's already Star-Lord and he can't. So this is a tough one. I also love Tom Hardy.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna second.
I don't know about Chris Pratt though. I mean,
he's too goofy.
He's too goofy and
fun.
Sweet and lovable.
I mean, he's a good actor, so he could probably swing it, but it's not in his wheelhouse.
I think it might be weird for us to see him in that way. Like, what are you doing? You're supposed to be joking about spaghetti. Anyway, let's move to our second question. It comes from Chad Wingard, who I actually know in real life. I mean, you could just ask me, Chad. Anyway, he asks, what's the most embarrassing thing to happen to you in a game, and what game was it? That is assuming that I am embarrassed by my gaming ways, which I'm not really. But let's go over to, because it was in a public way, the gaming videos I do on this very channel. So I did the PT video.
Very spot. And you missed her once. She was in the window at Twitch.
There was also the time that last year at E3 we went to the Oculus booth and I saw something very scary while wearing the Oculus and I screamed and everyone in the booth looked at me and it was a little bit embarrassing. Ladies, let's deflect the attention off me right now.
So I was a little embarrassed the first time I played the original Slender game because you're just wandering through this forest and as soon as you see Slender you start running in the opposite direction and I was just going in circles forever and ever trying to find my way out of this forest and get all the notes and it was a little bit embarrassing, yeah.
Slender is a scary game.
Oh, terrifying.
Yeah, so Becca plays mainly really terrifying, horrible games that just they make me scream and cry.
So I really don't feel a lot of shame just in general. It's not a thing that registers with me. But if I had to pick something, I'd say, like you, I had an Oculus experience. I was at a virtual reality convention and I was sitting in a chair having the most immersive experience of my life looking at the cute little Sony robots and I was looking around and I just fell out of the chair and ate it in front of the whole line. I don't feel shame, but if I did in that moment, I bet it would.
You know, that's more of a real life moment than a gaming moment, I would say.
Sure. Just heads up though, Oculus Rift, or Project Morpheus in this case, super immersive. Super immersive.
You forget where you are.
Yeah.
And then you do stuff that causes shame on your family. Last question comes from the Gaming Pegasus 187. He asks, yeah, it's a picture of a guy. Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat? I hate to ruin your question, but Tekken. So Tekken 2 was my first game as a kid. It was the first time my parents relented and said, okay, fine, you can have a game, just fine. We don't care about your future anymore. Because they had said, you know, you can't play games, you won't study. But I did, and I did. And I didn't, but I'm here now. It turned out pretty good. So I freaking loved Tekken 2 when I was a kid, and I played it all the time, and I could sing all of the weird, nonsensical background music that didn't really, it was just words and nonsense words, and I loved that game, and I loved playing as Jun Kazama.
I played a lot of Tekken 2 as well when I was a kid, but I love the new Mortal Kombat X. I think it's so much fun. I think the characters are so, I don't have a favorite character because they're all so good, and like their clincher death moves at the end are so incredibly violent and graphic that it's taken fighting games to a whole new level.
Oh yeah. We did a tournament here on that, and it was gross.
So when I was growing up, I was very young, there was a pizza parlor that I went to regularly, and they had a Street Fighter station. And I spent hours playing that game, and for me, Chun-Li was my first character that I could identify with. She was the first Asian character that I got to play.
Asian female character.
Yeah, Asian female character. And so she was a hero of mine. So totally a Street Fighter all the way.
Oh,
All
that's a
right.
beautiful story.
That is beautiful.
Thank you.
Thank you for telling us more about your life. And I'm glad that we all had different answers for that question. And I'm sorry I didn't choose one of the answers you gave me. But them's the breaks when you ask me questions. Where can we find you two on Twitter?
I'm at Samurai Erika, SAMURAI ERIKA.
And I'm at the Becca Scott, TheBeccascott.
All right, we will catch you next time where we will spell everything. Thanks for watching, and please be sure to comment below and subscribe.